morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, my subscribers, and my Trevorites. Mainly, good morning to the subscribers. Thank you very much for coming on to my YouTube channel and helping it grow. But if you're watching this video right now and you've not yet subscribed, why not? It's free. Well, people, Tuesday. Am I right? Is it Tuesday? Hello? Kitchen?
What?
It is Tuesday, yeah?
Yeah.
Making sure. A little bit confused today with how things work, okay? Not my fault. But yeah, I have been up early. Went and collected my son this morning again from my ex-wife. Collected my son and brought him here because she has to work today. And because I don't do certain things, I can spend more time with him. But am I spending more time with him? He's on his game already. So there we go. Gwen's in the kitchen having coffee. And last night we went and had a lovely meal with Jason. Yes, known as Watering. My Australian naval diver, mate. So there we go. Yep, fun. I'll be seeing him later as well. Right, so Tuesday. I'm loving the emails. Suzanne, I'm enjoying the emails. Maureen, thank you for the pictures. They're wonderful. I will eventually. If I ever get my shop opened up again on YouTube, if they ever let me do it, I'm going to get a lot of those things put on t-shirts and cups and things. I think it'll look wonderful. Yes. So, what's going on? Last night I happened to jump in a little bit and watch Avid Gardener, Fiona's live, which was always enjoyable. Yes. And Graham was there. Yes. Yes. Seen a few things coming at me. Trevor this, Trevor that. I'm like, okay. You threw your friend under the bus. Would like to point out right now to everyone watching this, I was never, ever a friend of Steph. Okay? End it. Put it in the bin. Put a padlock on it. It's gone. Never to cross my lips again. Right. So this morning there's a few things coming in, emails. I have looked at the MSN, and if I'm going to talk about a topic this morning, it's because it's in the media. I don't just make them up, and I put a link in the description. So here's one. Eamon Holmes, yep, fellow Belfast man, like myself, Eamon is. In fact, Eamon's home was at the top of my mother and father's street, just across the road, is where Eamon used to live, actually. So yeah, Eamon and Ruth. Don't know if he still has that house. It's quite a nice house anyway. But yeah, back to that. He is blasted. He has blasted. He was on GB News last night blasting Philip Schofield, saying, no, let's not listen. Philip happened to put a post out on Instagram saying, there was never a toxic atmosphere at this morning. It was a great atmosphere, and the people that are coming out and saying things against him hold a grudge. Well, yeah. Every single person that this morning holds a grudge. Eamon has actually hit out and said, don't listen to a word he says. He's a liar. In fact, every Thursday at this morning was known as playtime. Because Philip was picking up his young lover by taxi to and fro the studio. And he was actually billing, allegedly, he was billing ITV Studios to cover the taxis. So they must have known what the taxi was for and who was in the taxi. So again, covering up things. Eamon also hits out, along with every other star on this morning, who have now hit out and said, Philip and Holly are not liked at this morning. They walk up and down the corridor. They don't look at staff. They spend time in their dressing room. They think there's big stars. They don't even know any of the floor staff's names. They don't interact with the floor staff. The floor staff are just scum compared to Holly and Philip, allegedly. And that it's not a nice atmosphere. Why do you think no one, not a single person, has come out to defend Philip and Holly? Yeah, if they're such nice people, why has no one come out to defend them? And that's a very, very good, very good thought. And here's another one. You heard it here first. Will Philip Schofield keep his position as ambassador at the Prince's Trust, supporting vulnerable young adults? In fact, the title is Ambassador Supporting Vulnerable Young People. Is he the right person to be supporting vulnerable young people? How's he supporting them? How's he supporting vulnerable young people? Has he got them tied to a double bed, chained down or something? How's he supporting them? Is he paying them for sex? We don't know, do we? None of us know how he's supporting them. Probably pretty good at it though, wouldn't he? Anyway, so I'm sure he will lose that ambassadorship for supporting vulnerable young people at the Prince's Trust. That's bound to go. That's bound to go. But will it? Right, what else is happening? Gemma Collins. I mentioned Gemma Collins yesterday when she was in the paper again saying the Chelsea Flower Show are very snobs. They wouldn't let me have my garden and I want to inspire young children. Well, she's went from that in yesterday's paper to a new story today going, and her new story is how she has solved incontinence. She had incontinence and she felt dirty and disgusting and then she realised in the end that she would have to wear a pad. Gemma, just get out of the papers. You've got nothing of value to add to anyone. If anything, and you want to inspire people, lose 7 stone and go on a diet and let all these other women and men that are a little bit obese see how you did it and be an ambassador for obesity. That way, people would actually respect you for achieving something in your life. Other than that, you've nothing to add, which people want to listen to. Anything to get in the MSN for a lot of people, isn't it? Now, here's another story that's come out today, which is a little bit of a shocker. And I will mention it because I talk about the papers. And I talk about the biggest stories in the papers. And one of them, again, is the hostage horrid. The hostage horrid. I think you know who I mean when I say the hostage horrid. Harry. Listen to this. I can't say it without laughing. Allegedly. This has been leaked. It's been leaked from Harry's PR team. Really? It's been leaked? It's like the old saying of Harry and Meghan break silence. Is there such a thing? Right. 2 people that won't shut up. Ready? So here we go. Harry allegedly had made it quite clear that he wanted to leave the royal family 2 years before Brexit. 2 years before he wanted to leave. Allegedly, he said, I do not want to be a celebrity. I want to have an ordinary life. A guy who wanted an ordinary life, who won't shut up. He's written a book, Spotify, a Netflix documentary. He attends the opening of a letterbox. He's there at all the different gala meetings. There he is in the papers. There he is. A guy that wants an ordinary life, but can't. A guy that wants an ordinary life away from the media, but can't help throwing himself in front of it. Like, I'll do it. Oh, I'll do it. It's pathetic to hear that. It's worse knowing that he wrote in his book that when I hear the clicking of a camera, it reminds me of my mother's death. Really? And yet you keep throwing yourself in front of cameras? Yeah? Have you got a death wish, you lunatic? But it is what it is, people. You can't lie. It's there. We can all see it. We can all see it. I want an ordinary life. On my terms. Okay, that's a good one. Anyway, protesting. Just Stop Oil. What's funny about Just Stop Oil? Well, this is it. Just Stop Oil are throwing themselves in front of every event on TV. They're not doing it unless the cameras are there, because ordinary members of the public would slap them to death. They would get kicked and punched to death by ordinary members of the public. So they make sure they do it in areas of interest where there's loads of publicity, media, cameras, police. They're quite suave, these people. But the people that are bankrolling Just Stop Oil have donated £1.5 million to the Labour Party. Now, let me think about this. So if Just Stop Oil are donating large amounts of money to the Labour Party, who the Labour Party control, the unions, and the unions speak with the police, do you reckon that's probably why the police aren't stopping Just Stop Oil protesters? Do you reckon that's why the police are leaving the protesters go? Because someone is getting their pockets lined? And if you guys remember the public step in to lift someone out of the way, you're the one that's getting arrested, because the police have been bought and paid for by Labour Party and people high up in the Metropolitan Police. I'll take my bow now. There we go. Well, people, listen, I'm going to head off. Quite want to do a few things this morning. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for supporting the channel. It is growing, 85.2 now, 85,000, over 200 people on this channel. A lot of people are being unsubscribed by YouTube themselves, which I find very, very wrong and morally disgusting. But listen, have a great day, people, and stay safe.